Hello everyone, this is Sonia with Stamping Around the Dining Room Table. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. If you do not have a demonstrator of your own, I would be happy to be yours. You go to my webpage at stamparoundthetable.stampinup.net where you can learn more about me. You can see our products, you could place an order, you could join my team, or you could sign up to have a workshop. Okay, so this week I have been doing things with the Christmas Lights bundle, and I realized I just left one of my one of the stamp sets I was going to use out in the other room to go along with this for the sentiments, because obviously there's no sentiments without. Thank you, Meg. My sister's here. She grabbed it for me. So, all right. Excuse me. So this week what I did was get them all together here. On Tuesday I introduced them, and my sister did this card with the stars from it. I did those, so these were done ahead of time. Then these I did live. And oh my goodness, I hope, maybe it's just a little bit behind. And you know what, I realized I gotta go back out anyway. They went in closer so you could see. And I hope that everything is okay, because it looks like maybe my, let me try this. It looked like my computer was frozen. So maybe it is. Let me, 1 second here, just because I can't see, this isn't, oh, there it is. All right, sorry about that. But if anybody puts, I try to look at it, so if someone puts on comments that I can see it, because I can't really see it well on my phone, because I'm taping on my phone. Okay, so these were the ones from Tuesday. Then Wednesday on my YouTube page, I did these. Actually, I'm trying to remember. I did 2 ahead of time and 2 live. These 2 were, I think these 2 were the ones I did ahead of time, and then these 2 were the ones I did live. I'm pretty sure that's how it was. Okay, so these are all, this paper that's here, those papers, those are all part of the suite that coordinates with the set. Okay, this paper is our specialty Vellum. It wasn't made to coordinate with it, but it wasn't necessarily made specifically for one set or another. Okay, well, I don't know if I showed that. Oh, there was, yeah, on Tuesday I did that one. All right. Whew. So today I'm going to do a fun fold with this. And you know what? I saw Robin Doss, I think she says Dr. Robin is how she's on YouTube. She did a card. It was a little different, but it was basic. The basic thing is this. And I hadn't done one like this before, and so it caught my attention, and I said, okay, I'm going to try that today. All right. So this one I just said, Christmas greetings, wishing you a season decorated with happiness and wonder. Those sentiments come from the Decorated with Happiness stamp set from our winter mini, the fall mini catalog. All right, so really this is very, very close to a regular size card that we use, like an A2 card. Hello, Meg, thanks for watching. So what you do is you're going to cut, instead of 8.5 by 5.5, you're going to do 7 1/4 by 5.5. You're still going to score it at 4 1/4, and then you're going to fold and burnish on that score line. Okay. So there it is. I wrote this. I hope you can read it. Okay. 7 1/4 scored at 4 1/4 by 5.5. So if you have a regular card base, you really could just take off, because this is 8.5. you could take off 1.25 inches, okay, if you wanted. Okay, then when Robin made hers, she had like the card base, and then she took like a coordinating piece of cardstock and put a layer next. And so like if she used like the early or the evening evergreen, she then used a soft succulent. But because I was using this lighter green, it didn't look right to have that under. So I'm doing it without a card, here, let me try it again. I am doing this without having a cardstock layer. That's what I'm trying to say. But if you wanted, this would be the measurement for that. If you wanted to have another, like a contrasting or complementary, or you're going to call it, piece of cardstock around there, that would be 2 7/8 by 5 3/8. Okay. And then I just use the DSP. So the DSP is 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. All right. So basically, if you do the optional cardstock layer, there's 1/8 of an inch difference between like this part of the card base and then the layer, and then another 1/8 of an inch difference between that layer and then the DSP. All right, so none of mine today have that second layer, but I wanted you to know that would be the measurements if you decided to use that. All right, then the layer of DSP that goes on the front, I may have said this, I can't remember now. I don't think I did. It's 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. And then you also want a 1 1/4 by 5 1/4 to go over here. And I wanted something a little different. So I'm going to kind of play around a little bit here to see which I like better. Okay, so, and I cut this tree out of the very vanilla glimmer paper that was part of the suite that this set came in. So this piece is going to go here. All right, so and you just want to have this thing that would be like that, and this would be like this. Now I just want to see, do I like those together? Because sometimes it's hard to know without, actually I kind of do like that together. But I wanted to show you could do this, or I could choose this. It's more like the other one, and I could either have the gold showing, or I could have just this. Okay, I could have that piece showing along with this one. Okay, but I think I'm going to go with what I had originally, these. I wasn't sure, so that's why I wanted to play around with it a little bit. All right, so get my my silicone mat here, and I'm just using a tape runner. This is not the Stampin' Up tape runner, but we do have a tape runner available. Now I'm opening this just to make it easier so that I can get this with about the same amount of there. Okay, so that's like that. I'm going to put this right here. Before I do the front, I'm just going to put all these together. So there's the, and then for the inside, we have a piece right here. This is, I'm using Very Vanilla because that's Very Vanilla, but that's 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. Okay, so I'm going to put this in here, and I may have this one a little too close, but let me see. I should have maybe put this one in first. Let me try this again if I can get it off. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. Just make sure I bring this over a little more. There. Maybe a little more like that. So anyway, you just want to get it so that you have nice borders. Okay, like that. And then, tree, which, did I knock it on the floor? I just had it here. Oh, there it is. It slid under there. This I'm going to pop up with dimensionals. Okay, so I'm going to put a few dimensionals on here. Like that. I want one more. Do one more there. And then I'm going to use one of the mini dimensionals maybe, which I had right here. And of course now, here it is. And use a mini dimensional up here. Okay. And I'm going to put this right there. And then I'm going to try and see if I like. So I'm going to do it pretty much like I did the other one. Yeah, these are the champagne. I think they're going to work. And just kind of scatter them down the tree. I want one more here. And then I'm going to put a little bit bigger one, not the biggest, but there on the top, and for the center of the star. So, why that was there, but anyway. All right, and then on here I wanted to say from Decorate with Happiness, Christmas greetings, just like I did on the other one. Let me just see here the list has. And I'm going to do it with the cherry cobbler. The other thing you could do if you wanted, I'm not doing this today, is that you could even do it on a piece of cherry cobbler with your Versamark and then gold embossing powder, which I think, oh wait, and I want, because this is clear, I'm going to use my Stampin' Pierce mat. So try this again. I'm going to do it over here because I got just a smidge, I think, on Christmas greetings. Okay, and I'm going to do it like I did on the other. Now, if you want it, whoops. It's not the ones I wanted anyway. So this one, I just had it like that. So it's overlapping just a little bit. Overlapping that. So I just put a little on this side. You could pop it up if you wanted, but I want it just like that. Okay. And then you can put whatever you want on the inside, obviously. And I don't necessarily have anything planned for the inside of this one. So I'm going to just leave that for now. Many times I don't do it till I send it out. This one, I did decide on this one. I used this stamp from that Decorate with Happiness, and I inked it up with Soft Succulent, and then I stamped it off and then stamped it there, and then I did the greeting in Evening Evergreen. So, but this I'm going to wait, because I'm not sure. I think I might want a little different saying on the inside. I'm not sure right now what I want. All right, so that's how I made. It's really the same way as I made this one. All right. Then I also wanted to do something with the snowflakes. And I just wanted to show you this. And I don't know what I had moved some stuff here, so I don't, wait, is that it? Not sure right now where I put my storyboard that I hit on Tuesday. Just a lot going on this week, like a lot of us do, with the holidays coming and some classes and everything. But it's okay. When you just cut this out using this die, the center is plain. Okay, but then this will fit right like on those. You just want to line it up. I'm not doing it very well because since I'm holding it, but I just tried to be sure it was like in the center of each of those, and I ran that through. So I got this in the center, and then I did 2 of these little ones, which again, you can either stamp them, and if you stamp them and cut them out, then you've got a little more of a design. Oh wait, this one doesn't stamp, does it? Oh yes, it does. We had, for those, they do stamp. But then I used this and put that, also lined it up with these, because you can see again, it just goes on the inside. It doesn't go all the way up. But that makes them just a little fancier. And that's what I wanted. All right. So then I thought, so what am I going to put this on? What DSP am I going to use? And I decided to use this is some paper that was in the Sale-A-Bration. The Sale-A-Bration was at the end of the summer, and it had like, it was stuff really that went more, in a little sense, more with the fall stuff we had. But then I saw this side looks kind of snowflakey, kind of wintry. So I cut this. I just want to see how I like. Do I like it better like this? Or do I like it better? I think I like it like this. Okay. So again, just like we did, this is 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. And I like that paper a lot. I haven't really had much chance to use it. So I was glad to have this opportunity. So again, you can't get this paper right now, but look in your stash. See what you have. There's nothing wrong with using retired product. It's still good. A lot of it's still beautiful. It's beautiful paper, whether it's active or retired. Okay, so let me try that one more time. Okay, so there's that. And because these are very vanilla, I cut a white one and I realized, no, I need the very vanilla one. This is going to go right there. Did I get it over? I got it over a little too far again. I need to remember to put this piece in first. Or I maybe that, or I could have had it be just a smidge smaller, maybe. Smidge narrower. Let me try this again. Because I want, it could have been a little narrower so that there was more of a border here, but that's all right. Or you could even just butt them up next to each other. It's whatever you like. And then I wanted to put these on the front, and I thought I'd do it kind of like this, maybe. Or maybe more like that. So I'm going to pop the big snowflake up. I probably have more in there than I need, but anyway. I don't like where that is. Yeah, right there. Okay, there, here, and here. And that there. There's the mini ones right here. I'm just going to put one in the center of each of these. Or you could have them flat. Which actually, I almost wonder if I maybe would have liked it flat. Oh well, that's alright. And then for this, I'll put something here. Now, let me see. I thought I would use something from the Snowman Magic. I don't know, the Thinking of You, is that gonna, it's a long one, so let me just see if it'll fit. Well, I can, because I can put it here and it's okay that it's going over. There's my... All right, and that I'm going to do in Balmy Blue, which I thought I had it here. I hope I do. I don't see my Balmy Blue. It's across the room. 1 minute, I can get it. Maybe. Balmy Blue right here. You know why I've put it away instead of having it over here for this, but oh well. At least I'm able to get it without too much fuss. And actually, let me see, do I have a thinner one in my script? Here I do. This is really the size I need for this. And I'll have to cut it down. I'll do this again because it sat for a minute. There. Scissors. Right. There. And let me close this up so I don't put my finger in it. And then this is going to go just about like that. So this side over, put my finger about where it's going to. So maybe we're just a smidge there. There. And can also maybe put the, maybe I'll also use these again, the yeah. Is it the biggest one? I don't know if that's the biggest one. So here's a big one. Let me make sure. I would like the biggest one of the, yeah, that's better. And then the medium ones on here. I can get it to cooperate. That one. There. So there's that. And if you wanted, you could even put a couple more over here, like maybe, or maybe 3. Yeah, if you like an odd number. Wait a minute. More like that. Maybe more like that. So there. So get a little bit over in there. Okay. So it's really a fairly simple card. But it is a fun fold because it's just a little different from, you know, our usual cards. And as I said, she used one of the new sets from the new mini catalog that's coming out, and she just called it whatever that set was called. So sometimes people will give a specific fold a name that's all its own. And she did not happen to do that, so I just wasn't sure what to call this. But there we go. So here's the cards. I hope you'll try that now. I will write some things down. If you are using the cardstock layer, you might want these just a little bit bigger. You may not. You may want them just, you might want to do a cardstock layer with that as well. So I just put those in parentheses if you decided, so it just would be another layer that's just a little bigger. Or if you didn't want it that tiny of a border, you could also do one more smaller, have it be the size that I did the DSP, and then do the DSP even just a 1/4 inch smaller. Really, there's no limit to what it's always up to you what you do. So, all right. Well, thank you, Meg, also for that comment. Yes, when I talked about that you can use your stuff from your stash because it's still pretty and still, the paper's still pretty. And she said that's true. There's no expiration date on paper. So, all right. So that's it for today. I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. I'll be back on Tuesday with something else. I don't even have any idea right now what I'm doing. I'm just actually, I was a little late today because I was just putting in my pre-order from the mini catalog. So it'll be a couple weeks before I have anything that I can share with you from the mini catalog that's coming out in January. But, and being able to pre-order the month before it's available to everybody, that's one of the perks of being a demonstrator. So that's something that you might be interested in. Think about it, and you can reach out to me. I'd love to have you part of my team. Okay, so all right then. I hope, as I said, I hope you have a great weekend. We'll see you next week, and until we meet again, my friends, happy crafting. Bye bye.